And now shake it up, baby. Twist and shout, twist and shout. Come on, baby. Now, come on, baby. And work it all out. Hey, kia ora, Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Sun City in Arizona. Hope you're all having a super fantastic sparkling start to Shake It Up Saturday. Yay! It's that day of the week where we do something out of the norm, stuff that we don't normally do. So what are you doing today that is out of routine, that is something different, something you've never tried before maybe? Hang on, I can't get this. Oh, there it goes. Yay! Just made a triangle. Playing with my little fidget toys. So what is something that you've done that is out of the norm, something you don't normally do? What new things are you trying? What new things are you learning? We had a really good walk this morning, and yeah, did that before we did anything else. Got up, got dressed, went for a walk, and then came back and went, oh yeah, breakfast would be good, wouldn't it? And I hadn't had my morning cocoa. I hadn't done my morning musings. So it's been a very different start to the day. And I'm like sitting here and I'm thinking, now, what do I need to do today to make it different? So I actually have nothing on my calendar schedule. So I don't have anything scheduled today except for these lives and except for walking Zeffie, and that's it. Nothing else is on my schedule. She just put her head up because I said her name. Hey, Zeffie girl. She's in her favorite place, laying in the sun on her bed on the dash. We've got the door open. We've got the windows open. It is gorgeous here this morning. We'll probably have to close everything up when it starts, the temperature starts getting up. But for now, it's very pleasant. So while we've got everything opened up, we're going to do some airing out today. I think we're definitely going to get some sorting done. I have to figure out where I'm going to put the foam for my dining seats so that I can lay it out flat and let it inflate, because it's in a box. Yeah, the box is probably, about that square, which means it's compressed in there. So I need to let it sit for some time before I attempt to cut it in half so that I can put new seat cushions in, and I'm looking forward to that. And I don't know if you can, no, you can't. Oh, there we go. This way. This is my new covering of my seat. So I've only just done this cushion here because I've got to do the seat cushion when I cut it, and I can't access that area over there. So I do have to clear off my pantry / office supply area on the other bench seat over there so I can rip the cushions out, cover them, and put them back again. So that's going to be fun, diving into there. See what I've got in my pantry. Sometimes, it's like if it's not out in the open, I forget I have things. It's terrible. And then I got to go hunting for things. So I may even, I don't know, just thinking about putting stickers on things so I know what's where. At least I don't know. At least I know where my oils are, because they're sitting on the carousel thing on my counter. Very, very handy having them there. Very handy. So what things are you doing today to shake up? And why do you want to shake up things? Well, who wants to get stuck in a rut? I'm like, that's boring. Yes, I get stuck in a rut with my genealogy, but that's exciting, because with genealogy, you get shaken up in genealogy all the time, because when you are researching, and it's something that I have definitely got on my list today, is to do researching. And when you get researching genealogy, anything can show up. So some things about it can be predictable, but mostly genealogy is unpredictable, because you don't know where a journey is going to take you. I'm researching a family tree for somebody for Christmas right now. They want to do it as a Christmas present. And their thing is taking me all over the place. I mean, the stuff I have found out about for her family and stuff is awesome. And I've shared some of it with her. I just haven't shared all of it with her. So we are working on getting that finally. And that's just one branch. I still got the other 3 branches to go work. I've done some on the other branches, but not as much as I have on one particular branch. So we're going to start on the other 3 branches today. Get myself, first of all, clear out the dining room space, especially the seats, so I can get the new seat covers. Even then, I'm not going to be able to do that. I'm going to probably have to put the foam on the couch and put a cover over it so the dog doesn't leave dog hair on it. have to figure that one out. But today it's just going to be sorting through stuff, clearing stuff, doing research. I got another tree that I'm almost done with, I think. So I'm going to do a little more research on that one today to see if I can find any further information. But I think I've gone about as far as I can with that one, which is kind of bugging me because I want to go further with it. But I think with what's available online, I've probably gone about as far as I can with it. And the rest of it's going to require boots on the ground to get the rest of, to try and find the rest of the information, which means going into actually going to a destination, going into their records area and hunting through the actual physical records that have not yet been put online. So yes, that's going to be interesting. So, and then I have some work to do for my project that is going live this week. Super excited about that. So yeah, it's just going to be a day of catching up on, oh yeah, I got paperwork I have to catch up on as well. So I will be doing that. What else are we doing today, Zeph? I thought we might go exploring today. Maybe we'll say that tomorrow for our mystery drive. I don't know. What do you think, Zeffy? We're going to go exploring today? She doesn't look very interested. He puts her head up, looks at me, and puts it back down again like, nope, I'm settled for the day. So Zeffy's settled for the day, so she thinks. Yes. Oh, I do know I've got a package at the thing. You know, I did this order the other day, and I have no idea what it is. So there's these, and I can't wait to get it. In fact, we have to go track it to see, because if it's here, I'll go pick it up, and then we can do it on the next live. But there's these two brothers who are blind, and they got some degeneration visual thing that has affected them over the, and it's called, is it Two Blind Guys or Two Blind Brothers or something like that. And you can go to their website and you can shop blind. And what shopping blind is that you can pick a dollar value. They've got different packages at different dollar values, and you can just purchase the package with no idea of what is in the package. I thought, that's really cool. It's a cool idea. But all their proceeds go towards research for the particular eye condition that they have that's caused them to go blind. So I'm just, and this way you're kind of getting an insight into how their world is when they go out shopping. They have to trust those that are around them to tell them that that's the right color, the right size, what the price is on it, and that sort of thing. So they've developed this company where you can go and shop blind by picking a package of a certain dollar value, and then they just send it out to you. So I'm like, that's a cool concept. So I thought, did a bit of research in it. It was legit. So I figured I'm just going to give this a go and just see what happens. So I got to go find my email and get my tracking number so I can go track. And if it's arrived, then I'll go pick it up. If it hasn't arrived, then of course I won't be picking it up. But I can't wait for that to come in, because I'm going to, of course, open it, do an open box live with it. So you guys get to see what sort of quality, but it's supposed to be really good quality stuff. You put in there what size you are so that they can, I guess it's clothing. I don't know. They did have places where you could actually go and shop. They did have a place online where you could actually go look at their products and shop sightseeing, or you could just trust them to put together a good package for you. So I'm curious to see how that turns out. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. It's a little bit of a shake up because I have no idea what I got myself into. And it's just trying something new, something different, putting myself in somebody else's shoes. At least I get to see the products when I get them, and I'm not having to worry if the fit looks okay, if the color's okay, or anything like that. Because when you're you really do have to, because I've spoken to different people with all sorts of visual impairments, from complete blindness to having some vision available, and they said that the biggest challenge that they have is they're having to trust those that have eyes that work to tell them, how much something costs. Are they getting the right amount? Have they given over the right bill? If they're paying with cash, have they given over the right bill? Have they been given the right change? And so it's a very, very trusting world that they have, a very place of high trust that they have to be in. And I was talking to one guy, and I said, how do you know which the bills are in your pocket? And he was happy to talk to me about it. I just asked him questions to try and understand what their thought process is. And he just it's in the way that they fold the bills, that they know if it's a 1 or a 5 or a 10 or a 20 and so on. And I said, so how do you know if somebody gives you the correct change? And he says, I just have to trust them. And he says, typically they don't get ripped off, but there are times that they do get ripped off. I said, it's a very trusting thing you have to have. He says, yeah. And I said, and you can't tell. I said, that's one thing that concerns me about American money is that you can't tell by the size of the bills as to how much you're handing over. And he's like, yeah, that would be correct. And he says, why do you say that? And I said, well, in New Zealand, not only are our bills different colors, and of course our coins are all different. Well, the coins here are different sizes as well. I said, but not only are the bills different colors in New Zealand, they're also different sizes. So you can tell, you can measure the height of the bill against your finger so you know what denomination it is. And he goes, I like that idea. He said, that'll make things so much easier. And I'm just like thinking, changing the sizes of different bills would make things so much easier. I'm like, wow. But what amazed me about this guy is that he would ask me he was very particular about his food. So he would ask me every morning what was for lunch. And then he would get somebody to place an order for him at the deli downstairs. And he literally memorized the menu because we told him what was on the menu and what was available and stuff. And we only had to tell him day one. Didn't have to tell him any days after that. And his name was Michael. He was a really cool guy. And you didn't have to tell him after that because he'd turn around and says, oh, today I feel like, and he'd rattle off what sandwich option he wanted for that day, and somebody would place the order and go and pick it up, and he'd give them the money, and he'd go down and pick it up, and they'd come back and put the food in front of him at certain, and these guys obviously worked with him very well because they would put the food in front of him in a particular way, and then tell him where everything was related in a clock format, like food at 12 o'clock, drink at 1 o'clock, your changes at 9 o'clock. And they would put it from the largest denomination down to the smallest one for him and tell him what the largest bill was. And they would pile the same bills together for him as well. So it was very cool. But in his office, they had him sitting. He said, I sit in an area by myself. They go, you don't sit in an area by you've got so-and-so sitting next to you. And he goes, oh, yeah. He says, I'm always having to tell him. These guys were hilarious. So so Michael, who had no vision, and when I called him visually impaired, he goes, I'm blind. I'm not visually impaired. I'm blind. He says, there is no impairment about it. I'm like, okay, I apologize for getting that incorrect. So they had the blind guy sitting next to the deaf guy in the same office cubicle area. They shared a cubicle together. And because being blind, his computer was set up so that he could hear it would read out what was on his screen, and he could do his work that way. Well, they put him next to the deaf guy because the deaf guy didn't care how much noise Michael made because he couldn't hear him. But he said the problem was that the deaf guy would sit there and bang on his keyboard. So he would send in these, and they'd have a little office memo thing, and he'd send this little thing that pop up on the screen going, there's no reason to be banging your keyboard. You're going to break it if you keep banging it and stuff. So that was a very good office setup. But the stories they would tell us were hilarious. So how did I even get? Oh yeah, because I was doing the two blind guy thing. So I'm curious to see what package I get and what's in there. So as soon as I get that, we're going to do an unboxing. Kind of hoping it's soon. If it's not there today, then it'll be early next week. Yes, can't wait. Anyway, so that was my little shake up this week. Is that I've ordered something that I have not paid $1 value, and I have no idea what is in the box that's coming. So that is going to be very interesting. Oh, and you had to put with your male or female and what sizes you wore. What size you wore, and whether you're male or female, so they would know which boxes that they were going to be sending you. So that's kind of fun. So I'm looking forward to getting my box, which I have no idea what's in it. So that's going to be awesome. So I'm off to do some sorting before I get trapped in genealogy. And you know that when I get trapped in genealogy, it's all good because I love being trapped in genealogy. And been working with I met a second cousin once removed who's in New Zealand, and he knows a lot about my his grandmother is my great grandmother's sister, and he seems to know a lot about their family and the parents and stuff. So we've been switching stuff backwards and forwards, and he comes and goes, well, that's not correct, that's not what I have. I said, well, I actually have the birth registration, a copy of it, and that's what it says on there. So so we've been having all of these little back and forths, which I have absolutely loved, because I've been learning stuff about my grandmother's family that I didn't know before, which has been awesome. And he's also been sharing with me letters that he has received from my great aunt, who's now passed, and other documentation and things that he's received from various family members and things. So it's been kind of cool looking at that stuff and reading that stuff. So I'm very appreciative of the fact that we got hooked up and we're now able to assist in some way with each other with our research on a common family member, which is kind of cool when you get to work with somebody who's after the same information that you're after, because now you've doubled your resources. Because I have access to stuff that he doesn't have access to, and vice versa. I mean, he's got all these family documents from letters and newspaper articles that I haven't had access to. So it's different family members he's got the stuff from. So it's kind of interesting. And he has this letter from my great aunt, and he says, well, in her letter she states this. I says, yeah, I wouldn't take that as gospel, because this happened and this is what we were told that got happened, and this is how it happened, and this is in this person's own words. So I would take that over somebody who wasn't. I would take the first person's story rather than the person who came along years later, and she's relying on her memory on that one. So yeah, it's been kind of cool, a lot of back and forth and all of that sort of stuff. So always looking for his emails to see when it comes in, and when it comes in when I'm working, it's like, damn it, no, it can't come in now, because now I've got to wait till the end of the day before I can go look at it. So people go, but you work from home, if it's a quiet time, why can't you go look at it? I says, because you don't understand. They go, what's that? I said, my time is committed to the company or the person I'm working for at the time, and I'm not. I said, that just doesn't work for me. It doesn't work. If you're committed to doing being on a job at a certain time to help with a company or whatever, well, then that's what you do. You don't just double up on the time and do work for other people. I said, it just doesn't work for me. Sorry. Yeah, they were kind of a little shocked with that one. It's like, it's common courtesy. Is that what it is? Courtesy? No, it's good business practice. If you're committed to working for somebody from a certain hour to a certain hour, then you work for them. You don't go off and do other stuff just because they haven't given you, and you're only billing them for the times that you work anyway. So anyway, I've waffled. It's a waffle morning. There you go, just shaking up your day with some waffle. I'm going to hear. Oh, your tell your story question of the day is, what posters did you have in your room when you were young? I had Aber and the Osmonds, and who else did I have on my wall? There's a couple of actors. Might have been the Charlie's Angels poster. Might have been that one. Yeah, I think that was it. It was Charlie's Angels. It was definitely Aber and the Osmonds. They were definitely up there. But I have a feeling there was like a TV show or a movie show actor up there as well. But I have a feeling that Charlie's Angels might have been up there. Yeah, I can't remember the other one, but definitely the Osmonds and definitely Aber. But anyway, I'm out of here. Have a super fantastic sparkling day, and we'll catch you guys back here around 6 p.m. this evening. Go do something today to shake up your day. Whatever you had planned, which is what you normally have planned on a Saturday, put it aside. Get in the car, go for a drive, go try a new restaurant, go to a museum you haven't been to before, go out to the park, have a picnic. Oh, should we go for a picnic today, Seth, for lunch? Who thought was, look up and put a head back down. Look up, think about it, and put a head back down. You don't want to go for a ride in the car and go for a picnic, Zeph? No reaction. She's so funny, though, getting in the car, because if I open the car and she's on my left-hand side, she runs around behind me and comes in from my right-hand side to jump into the car. Don't know why. But anyway, have a super fantastic sparkling day. We'll catch you guys later on at 6 p.m. this evening Pacific time. Hey, konera.